what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's always a big pleasure to see you back on Farouk Academy. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about the design of the prototype cell of a table view again, but I have a big announcement to do. Actually, from now, we are going to create a real world app. Sounds cool, right? Indeed, in each new lesson, we will talk about a new subject that will help us to elaborate our real world app. It's gonna be very fun, okay? So if you're ready to learn, let's get started. Okay, fire up Xcode and create a new Xcode project. Okay, then you are going to select single view app and click next. Perfect. Here we are going to give a name to our project. So I'm going to call it Cafegram 2EN. Okay, then you click next and you save the project on your Mac. Perfect. Once you arrive on the Xcode interface, you're going to change the simulator to -X. Okay. And as you can see, our today's prototype, we need some images. Okay, so I'm going to import them and put them into the assets catalog. Like this. Okay. And now we can select main.storyboard and jump to the interface builder editor. Okay, this time again, we won't use the default controller. So select the view controller and press the delete key to delete it. Okay, the view controller is associated with view controller.swift. Here, we don't need it either. In the project navigator, select the file and hit the delete button. Select move to trash when prompted. This will completely delete the file. Now go back to the interface builder and drag a table view controller from the object library. And place it into the storyboard, okay? You have to designate it as the initial view controller. Okay, so go to the attributes inspector and take the is initial view controller option. Here. By default, the table view controller is associated with the UI table view controller class. Okay, in order to populate our own data, we have to associate it with our own class. So go back to the project navigator and right click the Cafegram folder. Okay, and select new file to create a new file. Choose Cocoa Attach class as the template and then click next. Name the new class Cafe Table View Controller. Okay, because we are working with the table view controller, change the value of subclass of to UI table view controller. Keep the rest of the values intact and then click next and save it to the project folder. Okay, you should see the Cafe table view controller file in the project navigator here. We have to assign the table view controller with the new custom class. So go back to main.storyboard and select the table view controller in the document outline view here. In the identity inspector, set the custom class to Cafe table view controller. Okay. Now we have established a relationship between the table view controller in the storyboard and the new class. Select the prototype cell and then in the attributes inspector, set the identifier to cell. Here. This is pretty much the same as what we have done in the previous lesson. Okay, let's move now onto the code. Select the Cafe table view controller file in the project navigator and declare some instance variables which are used for holding the table data, okay? Okay, but I think maybe we're going to first create our prototype cell design, okay? And also we're going to create our custom class cell file. So here in the interface builder editor, we're going to select the cell in document outline, and then you're going to change its height in the size inspector. In order to accommodate a larger thumbnail, we have to make the cell a little bit bigger, okay? So change the row height to 80, like this, and press enter. Okay, after altering the row height, drag an image view object from the object library to the prototype cell, okay? But first, we are going to change the view as -x. Cool. Now we can drag the image view object to the prototype cell. Image, okay, just drag and drop like this. You can select the image view in document outline, click the size inspector here, and change the attribute of x, y, width, and height like mine. So for the width and the height, 60. Like this, perfect. Next, we will add 3 labels to the prototype cell, okay? This one, and this one. To add a label, drag a label object from the object library to the cell, okay? Name the first label name, okay? The attributes inspector. Instead of using the system font for the label, we'll use a text style, okay? For now, just go to the attributes inspector and change the font to text styles headline. Here. Okay, press once this label and press Command equal on your keyboard. Cool. Drag another label to the cell and name it location. Okay. Change the font to text styles subhead. Okay, and set the font color to, we're going to change it to cayenne, okay? Like this. Cool. Lastly, create another label and name it type, okay? Similarly, change the font style to subhead and set the font color to dark blue, okay? Here, midnight. Perfect. Now, first hold the command key and select the 3 labels, like this. Click the stack view button in the layout bar to embed them in a vertical stack view. Cool. Go to the attributes inspector and change the spacing of the stack view from 0 to 1. Here. This will add a space between the labels. Next, select both the image view and the stack view that we have just created. Click the stack button. Interface Builder will embed them into a horizontal stack view. By default, there is no space between the image view and the label stack view. You can go up to the Attributes Inspector and change the spacing from 0 to 15. Okay, also set the alignment to center. Cool. But we still need to define the layout constraints for the stack view, okay? So now select the stack view and click the pin button in the layout bar here. Set the values of the top, left, bottom, and right sides to 2, 6, 1.5, and 0 respectively, okay? 6, 2, 0, and 1.5. Then add these 4 constraints, okay? Once you add the 4 constraints, the stack view should be resized automatically. Next, in the document outline, drag horizontally from the image view to itself, like this. In the pop-over menu, hold the Shift key and choose both width and height options. Then click Add Constraints. This ensures the size of the image view is fixed. So far, we have designed the table cell. In order to update the cell data, we are going to create a new class which extends from UI table view cell for the prototype cell. It's very similar to what we have done for a UI table view controller. Now we want to create a custom version of UI table view cell that associates with the custom cell in Interface Builder. As usual, right-click the Cafegram folder in Project Navigator and select New File. After selecting the option, Xcode prompts you to select a template. As we're going to create a new class for the custom table view cell, select Cocoa Touch class and click Next. Fill in Cafe table view cell, okay, as the name class, and set the value of subclass of to UI table view cell. Click Next and save the file in the Cafegram project folder, okay? Xcode should create a file named cafe table view cell.swift in the project navigator here, okay? Next, declare the following outlet variables in the cafe table view cell class. So in the above code, we declare 4 outlets. Each outlet is going to connect with its corresponding UI object. Before we can establish a connection between the outlets of Cafe Table View Cell class and the prototype cell in Interface Builder, we have to first set the custom class. To assign the prototype cell with the custom class, select the cell in the storyboard here. In the Identity Inspector, set the custom class to Cafe Table View Cell, like this. Cool. Next, we'll establish the connections between the outlets and UI objects in the prototype cell. In Interface Builder, right-click the cell in the document outline view, okay, like this, to bring up the outlets inspector. Drag from this circle to the image view object in the prototype cell. Here, okay. Repeat the above procedures for the following outlets. Location label, okay, name label, and finally type label. Cool. Finally, we come to the last part of this lesson, okay? We are going to change some methods in the Cafe TableView controller class. Okay, first of all, concerning the number of sections methods, we are going to return 1 as the value, okay, expected. Then the number of rows in section is gonna be my first array, okay, dot count. I've already explained in my previous lessons all those methods, so if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, I suggest you to watch my previous videos, okay? Then finally we have to uncomment the cell for row at methods, and we're going to first create an identifier like this one. It has to be the same than the one we have written in the interface builder, okay? Then we're going to choose it and put it here. And also, as we have created our own custom class cell, we're going to bring it here, okay? So cafe like this, and now we can configure our cell. So cell dot name label dot text equal cafe names location label dot text. You have to repeat these procedures for the 4 arrays, okay? Cafe locations index dot type label dot text equal cafe type dot row, and finally cell dot thumbnail image view dot image equal UI image. Cool. So now you can hit the run button and see the result, okay? Cool. But I noticed one problem with this version of Xcode is that even if we give the row height here, it seems that it's not taken into account, okay? So we are going to return it in the code, okay? Here you are going to say height for row at, and we are going to return a CG float. Return 80 like this. And now you can press Command R to relaunch the simulator, okay? Oh, I forgot the override keyword because we are overriding the method, okay? So Command R now, and normally our row height has to be bigger. Perfect. Okay, and now we are going to make it even better by changing the thumbnail into a circular image, okay? Since the release of iOS 7, iOS favors circular image over square image, okay? You can find circular icons or images in stock apps such as Contacts and Phone. Wouldn't it be great to make all the cafe images circular? You don't need Photoshop to tweak the images. What you need is just 2 lines of code, okay? You have to know that every view in the UI kit is backed by an instance of the CA layer class. the layer object is designed to manage the backing store for the view and handles view-related animations, okay? So the corner radius is the attribute which we use to draw rounded corners, okay? Xcode provides two ways to edit the layer properties. One of the approaches is to make the change through Interface Builder. First, select the image view in the stack view. Here, go to the Identity Inspector. Click the Add button in the lower left of the user-defined runtime attributes editor. Okay. Here, plus, set the value to layer.corner radius. Then press enter. Click on the type attribute and choose number here. Okay. Lastly, set the value to 30. To make a circular image from a square image, the radius is set to half the width of the image view. Here, the width of the square image is 60 points. Thus, the corner radius is set to 30 points. Okay? When the image view is initialized, this runtime attribute will automatically load it to make the corner round. There is one more thing you have to configure before the circular image works properly. Select the image view, go to the Attributes Inspector. In the Drawing section, enable the Clip to Bounce option here, okay? This causes the content to be clipped to the rounded corners. Now compile and run the app again. The UI looks even better, right? Without writing a line of code, we change the square images to circular one. Cool. Perfect. Okay. But other than using Interface Builder, you can also change the corner radius programmatically, okay? So we are going to disable that and delete that, okay? In Cafe Table View cell, you can add a didset code block for thumbnail image view like this. Didset, okay? And write these 2 lines of code, which mean the same that we have written before in the Interface Builder, okay? Cool. Didset is known as a property observer in Swift. As its name suggests, the code block specified in didset will be called every time a property's value is set. In the code above, when an image view is assigned, the didset code block will be called to change the corner radius and set the clips to bounce value to true. So you can hit the run button and you can see it works perfectly. Cool, okay? To make the code even more flexible, you can change the code snippet like this. It lets you the freedom to change the width, okay, of your images. So I hit the run button one last time to show you that it works perfectly. Really cool, right? And also we can try it in the landscape orientation. Perfect. Thanks for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up to support the channel and don't forget to subscribe to be notified for upcoming videos. right? I'll see you later, guys. Bye bye.